Good morning, friends, followers and channel members. Happy Monday to everybody. Hope you're all well and have had a great weekend. So unfortunately, we would normally be doing a Mileage Monday flight, wouldn't we? A nice long-haul flight to last us the entire day. Well, as you'll all be aware, the children are off school, and so childcare sadly takes priority. Which means I don't have time today to give you a full-on long-haul flight. However, we've got something slightly different. We've got a giveaway flight for you instead. This is the let me try that again. This is the newly released Mykonos airport, one of the Greek Isles, from 29 Palms. So a huge big thank you to them right from the off for providing me with a copy of the airport to fly into today and a copy to give away to one of the lucky viewers a little bit later on. So good morning to all of you. Good morning, Willie. Great to see you. You've got a hectic day coming up, so you won't be able to stick around. Oh, that's a shame, but thanks for popping in anyway, Willie. Good morning to Christian, Christopher, Fitzy, Pilot Pat, Simon, Gary, and Dark Cholty as well. Great to see all you guys here. I'm not actually convinced that it is thundering in Berlin, Brandenburg Airport at the moment, which is where we currently are. I've just realised that the overhead banner isn't actually giving any information, so let me just quickly go ahead and update that. Our call sign today is Easyjet Europe, or Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Now, if you pop onto Flight Radar 24, you'll see that this flight actually departed. Well, it was actually scheduled to depart about 20 minutes ago, so if it's on time, we're about 20 minutes behind the real flight, which is kind of neat. We always do real flights on the channel, or we try to. It's not often, though, that I do them quite so closely synced up with the real live flight, so I think that's kind of neat this morning if we can be close like that. So Monday morning, let's get on board. Now, GPU is already connected, so that's good. If you are new to the channel, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell as well, so you don't miss any future live streams, any future giveaways, and of course tutorial videos that are quite often uploaded. Let's, as I say, let's start to get inside, shall we? Okay, so we can call the jetway over, and we also want the cargo to start being loaded. I say cargo, I mean the passenger baggage, of course. Then we'll start getting you guys on board. If we get the luggage boarding, I just want to see, check the acupressure. Does the yellow pump get that back up for us? I've not actually noticed before. So let's just see. Oh yeah, it does. Look, there it is. Up it goes. That's neat. LG Labs, yes, I'm aware. Tower is online, as is not Langdon Radar, the other one. What do you call it? Bremen Radar. Yep, they're online as well. They must have known we were coming. So this is another piece of payware scenery, Berlin Brandenburg, which is really, really nice. Lots of good detail in this, and I particularly like I think it's this airport that's got the retail park with Toys R Us and things on it as well, which is really nice. As you can see, the aircraft is currently in a turnaround state, and we've pretty much gone through and set up everything, but we'll do a quick check as well. One of the things we haven't got done yet is any fuel. Let me also give you guys the operational flight plan for today's flight, if anybody is interested in seeing that. Bear with me. So I'm just popping that into the chat on YouTube. For those watching on YouTube, we are of course on Facebook and Twitch as well. So let's scroll down and have a little look at the weather at Mykonos. Now, Mykonos, stick with us for the landing if you can, because it's not straightforward. Lots of threats. No ILS for starters, so we're going to be doing an RNAV approach. Have I just gone past the weather? Oh, here it is. So destination airport at the moment. Well, look how windy it is. Winds coming from the north. That's going to be a bit of an issue. But winds northerly, 20 knots. Ceiling visibility is okay. Those winds looking still to be potentially getting a little bit bigger, and temporary gusting between 600 and 1500 hours, up to 34 knots. So that is going to be interesting. LG Labs, no, I'm not using the latest test version because it is still a test version. It is not. You couldn't fly a full route with it. Certainly not confidently on VATSIM. So no. It's still being worked on. Captain 79, hello, and Dr. Magic, good morning to you. So there is a potential there, and it's only a short runway. It's also, there's only about 5 parking stands, something like that. So if we need to hold because there's nowhere for us to park, holding is a great possibility. So fuel wise, we're going to be looking at taking what's that? That's 8. All right, if I take 10 tons, which is 2 tons extra than the CNR, then no, it isn't, it's 2.3 extra than the CNR, then I think that should keep us nice and safe. So let's go to the fuel, and as I say, we're going to take around 10 tons. I can actually type on this. There we go. Real time. And that refueling is now underway. That should take about 9 minutes. So we can start getting some passengers as well. Darren, how do you get the weather report on your electronic flight bag? It's just on the main page, just here. Make sure you've got the dev version. Make sure you've got the dev version of the FlyByWire A320NX. And Digital Flight Deck has apparently been a member for 4 months. He's not here. He'll probably still be in bed, bless him. So as you can see, current weather is 1011 and 170 at 5. Runway in use at the moment is runway 25 right. I think if we go here, have we got any ATIS? Yes, we do. So this is from VATSIM. ILS approach 25 right. Runway in use 25 right. Yeah, 170 at 5 variable. Ceiling visibility is okay. Temperature 25. QNH 1011, and that is information Quebec. We'll need that when we contact the tower. So we're at stand C3. And I'm going to have to just update this, aren't I? Just bear with me 1 second while we just get this sorted. Sometimes this stays logged in, sometimes it doesn't. Bit of a pain. So, approve that, and it should click into live in a second. There we go. And the departure that we're expecting today is the RSAP-1 Alpha. So we can get our information here. And what I'm looking for is initial climb, which is 5,000 feet. Just so I can go ahead and set it here in the FCU. But everything else is all fine. Right, let's come down to the MacDo. I'm going to go start getting information set up in that. Most of it has already been done anyway. Let me just turn that up. So the alternate is, what is the alternate? It is Athens and Alpine Easyjet Europe 61 Alpha Quebec. Has anyone been on flight radar, seeing whereabouts this aircraft actually is now? cruise flight level 390, temperature is fine. Tropo is close to 37,700, so let me just go ahead and edit that. Flight plan has already been popped in for us. 1,146 miles. Operational flight plan gives us 1,142 miles. So there's only 4 miles difference there. That is very good. On the RadNav page, then information that we can pop in here. We can put the Berlin-Brandenburg VOR in there, which is Bravo Bravo India. It's just used for our own situational awareness. There it is. And then 0 fuel weight and 0 fuel weight center of gravity, 50.2. Cross check that against the OFP. 0 fuel weight 50. That's not right. That's not right at all. Bear with me 1 second. Zero fuel weight is 57.4. That is correct. So can we just load that in there? There we are. I'd not loaded the weights in, so now if we go back to the init B page, try that again. There, 57.4. There's our zero fuel weight center of gravity. That's looking better. Trip wind today is a slight tailwind of 12. Fuel planning says 7.1. We're going to be taking 10. We're still refueling, so I can't add that at the moment. I want to see what that goes up to. To be fair, let me pop in. I want to pop in 9.9, and we can cross-check that once it's all done. Takeoff weight of 67.1. That's fine. Let all these details be calculated. The fuel required to get to our alternate is going to be around 1 ton. So let's update that from half a ton to 1 ton. There we go, and that gives us an extra 1 hour 17 minutes of flying time if required. Okay, so transition altitude here is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction acceleration is 1152, which the simulator will round down to the nearest 10, so that's fine. Noise abatement 2, departure flaps 1, and V2 is 137, VR is 133, V1 132. Clean speed is 216, and that is important because there was a max speed restriction in the first turn, I think it was, of 230 knots in the turn. So what I am going to do is I am just going to pop that in. We shouldn't need it, to be fair, because we'll probably be through that first turn before cleaning up, but I've got that in there anyway, and we'll go back into manage mode after that first turn. Good, so that's all done. Lewis, is the real world flight only just taken off? Oh, we're not. Hopefully not going to be too far behind it then. The Space Channel, you have a problem when using managed climb mode. It shows the altitude in pink and doesn't reach the cruise altitude. Can you tell you why? That is because it is capturing a constraint. Now the constraints are not correctly coded in the simulator. So if you see that happening, that is why. If you see that happening, pull the altitude button and just go open climb. It doesn't matter about those constraints then. Alright, everything's all filled out. Okay, what I need to go and do is we're going to go and get the passengers on board.
Cabin crew, refueling is underway and the bags are starting to get loaded, so let's open the doors and allow our passengers on board. Thank you. No problem.
Okay, passengers are currently boarding. I'm just going to nip back to the galley. I've forgotten to get myself a drink, so if you just bear with me for a couple of minutes whilst those passengers get on board, we'll then contact ATC and confirm our departure clearance. So yeah, I'll just be back in a couple of minutes while you guys get settled in. Speak to you in a moment. Okay, back with you. I don't want to depart without a full drink. Right, let's just talk through our departure then, and what we're going to do. So we are currently at stand Charlie 3 in this rather beautiful looking airport. We are on VATSIM, of course, and we've got lots of Easyjets flying alongside today, so that's going to be quite nice. Space Channel, you buffering? I see no connection issues here, so let me know if anybody else is suffering there. So we're at stand Charlie 3. We're going to presumably push back. We'll be facing west. We're then going to taxi out along there, and our departure runway is runway 25 right over here. And in terms of flying the actual departure, it's quite a nice straightforward one. So a nice straight out departure, autopilot. It's an RNAV departure, so we can get straight out. Autopilot can take care of that. And it is the 1 Alpha departure. The 1 Charlie I think is only used for turboprops. We're not allowed to fly that one as we are a jet aircraft. We've got our initial climb plumbed in of 5,000 feet unless instructed otherwise by ATC. We've already briefed the turn of 230 knots maximum in that first turn, and that's all set up as well. So that is how everything should go. If things don't go to plan, let's just do an emergency brief. So as per usual, if we have any problems on the ground during the taxi, we'll stop the aircraft and let air traffic control know because they are online. If it's a serious issue, we'll have to let the crew know, such as a potential engine fire, etc. If it's only a minor issue, we don't need to bother the cabin crew with that. We just stop and tell air traffic control, and then depending on the failure, we can either look at the CRT in the QRH, call the MOC, or even run any ECAM drill messages that we're going to get on here. On departure, obviously my takeoff. If we have any problems or warnings before 100 knots, we will consider stopping, but after 100 knots and up to V1, we'll only stop for uninhibited ECAM warnings or cautions, engine fires or failures with or without thrust lost, or if we think the aircraft is completely unsafe to fly. If that is the case, I'll make the decision to stop, and I will shout stop very clearly, and I will go max reverse, keep the aircraft straight on the runway, use manual braking if auto braking isn't stopping the aircraft as well as I think it should, and I will also attempt to point the aircraft into the wind if we've had an engine fire warning. Once we come to a stop, I'll need to stow the reversers, set the parking brakes, announce to the cabin crew attention at all stations, and then we'll just sit for a minute, check the ECAMs for what those faults are, and just decide really, or work out why we stopped, what are the next best course of action. Once we've established the course of the failure, we'll either complete any ECAM drills, and we can ask ATC to vacate the runway, or if it's more serious and looking like we might have to get everybody out, we'll consider running the emergency evacuation checklist, but we'll stop and pause before doing that. As I've said before, if we do have to do that, then some passengers are going to get injured. If we have a failure after V1, we'll get the aircraft into the air and if it's an engine failure, we'll have to fly it using the standard technique of 12.5 degrees pitch and using some rudder to counteract the yaw. Once the aircraft has a positive rate of climb, we'll get the gear up, we can trim out the yaw, and then we'll get autopilot on as well. It's a standard engine out procedure here at Berlin, so we'll pull the heading move nice and early so we don't continue to fly the SID. We want to go straight forward. Once we're above 400 feet, we can confirm the failure and run the ECAM drill. Once the engine is secured and we're above the single engine acceleration, we'll push to level off, accelerate, retract flaps on schedule, and at green dot we'll pull open climb and select MCT, maximum continuous thrust. When we're at 1,700 feet, we'll make a right turn to the Kitab holding point, which is to the north of the airfield, and we'll enter the holding pattern there. Entry track is 147 and it is left turns. We'll then work out what we're going to do whilst we are holding. Okay, that's the emergency brief all done. We can say we're up to speed on that. Let's have a chat with air traffic control, shall we, as they are online this morning. Just checking, passengers are getting on, aren't they? Oh yeah, 83 passengers remaining. Just before I contact air traffic control, I'm just going to see, has refueling completed? Yes, it has, 9.9, so that's all good. As refueling is now complete, let's get the fuel pumps on, seat belts, and I'll get the APU running as well. Give that 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Ronald, good morning. Would I consider doing flights with random failures turned on? At the moment, the aircrafts don't really work with failures. You know, they're not simulated that well. When the Phoenix A320 comes out, however, that's when we're going to probably start getting into a bit more detail regarding those. Flying Eagle 320, you have one query. You're really stuck at flaring. How best to flare the aircraft? Gently. Lots of people, when they first start, overflare the aircraft, and that's where you end up floating. So, yeah. Oh, HD, have you got performance for me? That would be grand if you do have that. We'll go on and pop that in. Whilst you're just doing that for me, then HD, I'm just going to contact ATC 120025 120025. Okay, let me give them a call. Berlin Tower, good morning. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec stand Charlie 3 Type A320 Neo requesting IFR clearances filed, and we have information Quebec on board.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, Berlin Tower, good morning. Info Quebec is correct. Startup approved. You're clear to destination ready. AVAP 1 Alpha departure. Via sit, climb 5,000 feet, squawk 2425.
Cleared via the ASAP 1 Alpha departure, squawk 2425, and initial climb is 5,000 feet. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, feedback is correct.
Great stuff. So that is all as expected. HD, let me just get you those figures. Takeoff weight is going to be 67.1, so if you want to run that for, I don't know, 60, well, you could run it for 67, we should have burnt that off, or you can be conservative. I shall leave that up to you. Takeoff intersection, it's runway 25 right that we're departing from, and we can probably tell them that we could take off from Lima 6, I think. So Lima 6, 25 right, and 67.1. Let me just get that squawk code in. Why is that turned on? I'm pretty certain that wasn't turned on when I did the pre-flight checks. (2425) and just check we've got initial climb clearance, 5,000 feet, all set. Lawrence DK, what scenery do you use for Berlin? Oh, good question. I want to say Just Sim. Is it Just Sim that have released this? I think it is. And it looks very, very nice, as I'm sure you'll agree. I might have to confirm that for you. Owen, good morning. Eddie, you recently downloaded VATSIM and VPilot. You're able to tune into the frequencies, but you can't hear anything. Is everybody online? That's the first thing I would ask. Why have my screens disappeared? That's rather concerning. That's very concerning. Ah, well that's strange. Why is the FO side now controlling the captain's side? That was rather worrying. Okay, looks like we're leaving those on. Performance figures then from HD. Thank you. So flex 60, and that's a Lima 6 intersection. 135, 135, 138. Perfect, they're all done. And there's another Air Easyjet departing. Simon, I think you could be right actually. I think it could be Aerosoft, now you've just mentioned that. How strange that the primary flight display is not... Oh well, never mind. We've got 12 passengers left to get on board. APU is running. APU bleed, we can get rid of the external power. And once they're on board, we shall run our before start checks to the line. Check the fuel as well, 9980, all balanced. Ecam status normal, all passengers now on board. Let's get that main door closed.
Hi Gavin, all the passengers are on board and we're ready to go. I'll bring you a cup of tea after we've taken off.
Thank you.
We've got good cabin crew this morning. Okay, before start checklist. Cockpit preparation is all completed. Signs are on. Adia's 3.5 green. Fuel quantity is checked and balanced, 9980, and FMGS is coded altimeter 1011.
Cabin crew, we're about ready to pushback, so if you can please valve the door and cross check. Thank you.
Okay, we'll get our pushback clearance as well from ATC in a moment. Just before I do that, I'm going to call the tug over so he can be getting into position. Easyjet aircraft as you settle in for what we hope is going to be a most enjoyable flight. The weather today doesn't look to be posing much of a problem, so we should have a nice smooth ride for you throughout the duration of the flight. And as the cabin crew continue making their last preparations, if you could please assist them by getting yourselves sat down, your seatbelts fastened, and make yourselves nice and comfortable. The ground crew have now finished loading the aircraft.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, stand Charlie 4, request push and start.
Pushback.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, push approved, face west.
Attention as they go
Push
through the
approved,
safety
face
briefing,
west, Alpine
we very
86
much
Alpha Golf.
appreciate it. So on behalf of myself and the first officer, we'd like to say thank you for choosing Easyjet today, and we look forward to giving you a safe flight. Okay, we're about ready for our pushback. Tower Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, stand Charlie 3, and we're ready for push and start.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, stand by, company traffic pushing back.
Wilco, stand by, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, are you able to do a long pushback?
AFM 86 Alpha Golf.
Alpha Golf, roger.
Company traffic getting in the way. Duke Dan Gaming, good morning. Cheetah Pal, PAXIM, if you're referring to the cabin sounds, I use self-loading cargo for that. Find it very useful, quite immersive, simple and straightforward to use. So at the moment, there's nothing else we really can be doing. Nick, good morning, sir. Hope you're well. So we are at stand Charlie 3, so we're going to be pushing back, presumably facing west, and then we'll taxi either via Victor Charlie, Victor 2, Victor 1. And then we need to let the tower know that we are planned for our takeoff from, is it Lima 6, I think it is? Yeah, Lima 6. If it takes us the full length, that's fine. But Lima 6 is what we've done our performance calculations based on.
Alpine 61 Alpha Golf, are you able to push in front of company A319 pushing back out of Charlie 05?
We'll need another minute to reconnect the pushback tug, but we are able, Easyjet, correction, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, then call me back when ready for push.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec is standing by for push. Good morning to Lewis. Just on the train heading to training. Oh, that's right. You, how did you get on? You had COVID, didn't you, Lewis? S-Wallet, yeah, I'm using the development version, the dev version. Though with the new cabin altitude, has that been merged into the dev build yet? Let me just check that. Yeah, this is all rather nice and working now. This page. Visually it works. There are a few things electronically that don't just yet.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, just to let you know, we're expecting a short delay while we finalise some of the paperwork up here, but we should be departing in a few minutes. Thank you.
Will be interesting to see the route this real world aircraft takes. Obviously it's now going to be about 20-25 minutes ahead of us. We're going to be hot on its tail. See if we fly anywhere near the real routing. Lewis, she felt bad for a few days, couldn't smell or taste anything, but back to normal now and can go back to training. Good news. So this is the traffic that we're currently standing by for. Oh, where's he gone? Oh, that's interesting. Stephen Humphreys, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good morning. It's only 10:30 here. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf. Apologies, we are having some problems with the pushback add-on, but we'll be ready to taxi in a moment.
Can 86 Alpha Golf, Roger.
Owen, summer lucky you still have no taste or smell, and your 10-day isolation is up tomorrow. Nice. MBS Gaming, so you have a question about the VATSIM V-Pilot flight in-flight plan. You can choose obviously the information, so that all relates to the sort of information of technology and emergency equipment you have on board. What I find easiest is if you file your or create your flight plan
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, ready for taxi.
through
and
SimBrief,
Lima 6.
then it does it automatically all for you. So I would highly recommend using SimBrief.
Roger, taxi to 7.2 for flight intersection Lima 6 via Echo, Victor 2, entry north, Delta, Lima 6.
Oh, he's giving him Lima 6 to depart on, so that's good.
Taxi intersection Lima 6, holding point runway 25 right via Echo, Victor 2, entry north, Delta and Lima 6, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, behind the passing company A321 Echo, pushback approved, face west behind.
Clear to push back behind the company A320. We'll work till they've cleared and begin pushback behind Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. So we'll just wait him to look like he's going to be cleared out the way, and then we'll start a nice slow and steady push. This is where, of course, in the real world, the guys on the ground will be able to look. There, he looks like he'll be out the way for us now. Okay, let's get beacon light on. Nozzle steering is disconnected. We'll start that timer. Acupressure's in the green. Transponder to standby. And before start, checks below the line. Windows and doors are on the wrong page. There we go. Closed and armed. Beacon light is on. Mobile phone is on silent. Parking brake is on and now released. Let's start the pushback. I will start engine 1, so engine mode selected to ignition and starting engine 1. Just had to double check there. Paranoia check that the APU bleed was turned on. There's that aircraft, so that's all well. It's quite a long push back from the terminal just here. Long push back away.
A safety card is in your seat pocket, showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board.
Oh, Dwyle, it's been a while since we've had that question asked.
Adjusted and released as shown.
Many a debate has been had
Must
over
be
this.
fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we
Company
recommend you
SOPs.
keep it fastened.
That might be the quickest answer.
If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a
Company
mask towards you to
SOPs
start
and the
oxygen.
fact that you don't really want
The
to not be
mask
able to
over
stop
your
the
nose
aircraft
and
in
mouth.
the event of the
Hold
PTU
in place
failing.
with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it.
Engine 1
inside the
stabilised,
aircraft.
starting engine 2.
When outside, inflate by pulling the toggle. If it fails to inflate or needs topping up, blow into the tube. There is a light and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
So the groan of engine number 2 now starting. That looks rather fast, didn't it? As great as all these little pushback mods have been, it is going to be fantastic when the likes of FS Dream Team sort out a proper push. Okay, engine 2 is now stabilised, engine mode selector to norm, APU off, APU bleed off, anti-ice not required, spoilers, rudder, flaps, and trim. Have to start checklist, anti-ice not required, ECAM status is checked, pitch trim is 32.2 and rudder is 0. Tower Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec ready for taxi.
761 Alpha Quebec able for Lima 6 intersection.
Roger, we can take Lima 6 departure, 61 Alpha Quebec.
761 Alpha Quebec, Roger, taxi turning point, runway 2 for right intersection Lima 6 by Echo Victor 2, Delta Lima 6.
Taxi now via Echo Victor 2 and just confirm taxiway afterwards to Lima 6.
It's Echo Victor 2, Delta and Lima 6.
Echo Victor 2 Delta to holding point Lima 6 runway 25 Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
786 Alpha Golf 19 is 4 knots, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 25 right, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Flight controls full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. And finally off we go. Seems to have taken a while to get moving on this particular stream, even though everything was pretty much all set up beforehand. A few delays with ATC and things, but there we are. So this is Victor 2. Whoops. Forgot the taxi lights. Never mind. It's daytime. We can get away with that.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
I swear that's Digital Flight Deck. Is he doing the new voiceovers for the Fly-by-Wire team? Okay, quick PEDS check. Performance hasn't changed. QNH 1011, flex 60 still valid. Engine out procedure, it's standard engine out, 1700, right turn to the key tap holding point. Departure matches what we have on the FMGC, and stop altitude is 5,000 feet. Flight controls have been checked. Departure briefing is confirmed. Flap setting config 1. FMA and takeoff data 135 blue, 138 magenta climb, nav blue, 5000 blue, 1 FD 2 and 60 degrees. Flex, transponder is set, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, electronic flight bag is stowed. And we're going to be taking the...
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, airbound passing 1500.
Alpine 16 Alpha Golf, contact Bremen 125.020, bye-bye.
Right on here.
0 for Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, thanks for your help, bye-bye.
Thanks for flying.
Cabin crew, seat for takeoff, please.
Nick, I'm with you. I'm not sure I like the new callouts, to be honest with you. I think I preferred the other one. They were a bit more generic. And Jensborn, thank you for subscribing. So I believe our next left is Lima 6. If not, it's Lima 5. Hopefully some signage will help me with that. I think the next one's Lima 6. Might not be, actually. We'll wait for the signs to show us. Swag Ice Beer, thank you for subscribing as well. Great name. P. Badman, hello from Australia. Hope you're well this morning. Ah, it's Lima 5. Yep, okay. We'll carry on the taxi. Once again, we're getting thunder and lightning. I'm not sure that's accurate.
DC61 Alpha Quebec, wind 1903 for knots, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Right, so I'm getting these on a tad early, but I'm a single engine pilot, so don't mind doing that. We're going to take this next left in a second. And before takeoff checklist below the line, cabin is secured. Engine mode select, norm, TCAS TRA, packs are off, anti-ice off. And we can probably get away with doing a rolling takeoff as well. Flying A320, will Phoenix overtake the Fly-by-Wire? Yes, yes it will. But the Phoenix is going to be payware, whereas the Fly-by-Wire, of course, is free. HD Ecam memo, takeoff no blue. I thought we did that on the before start checks below the line. To the line, sorry. Anyway, we're good. So, takeoff, start the chrono. 50% in 1. Engine stabilized and set takeoff thrust. I have a problem with flex. I'm going Toga, man Toga SRS runway.
100 knots, check.
Not quite sure what was happening with that. V1, rotate.
Right, 0.
Contact Bremen radar 125.0202.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, say again for us please. Autopilot 1 was engaged. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, just pass your message again please. And flaps config 0 and spoilers disarmed. Has tower gone offline? Berlin Tower, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. I think it all is contact approach. So let's go over there. 125025. It's the same frequency. So sorry, no, it's not. That's a complete rubbish. 125025. Let's go over to them. Berlin Tower. Hello. Did you give us clearance to contact Bremen radar?
61 Alpha Quebec. Yes, it was Bremen radar 125.0202.
Many thanks, 125025, thanks for the service. Goodbye. Bremen radar, good morning, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, out of runway 25 on the ASAP 1 Alpha and at 5,000 feet.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, Bremen, how to identified, climb level 390, direct ASAP Alpha Romeo Sierra Alpha Papa.
Clear flight level 390 and just confirm the direct for us again please, 61 Alpha Quebec.
The direct is ASAP Alpha Romeo Sierra Alpha Papa.
Clear direct to ARSAP for Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Lufthansa 803, Langen radars offline, so switch Unicom 1 to 2, that's mate, happy landing, ciao.
Now we've gone through this turn, we can go back to manage speed as well. Flight level 390 blue, confirmed.
Tower 126, that's mate, 5, ciao, happy landing.
Tower 12685.
MBS Gaming, have a great day, speak to you soon, thanks for stopping by. Is that a contrail on the floor? I have seen those
Ladies and
before.
gentlemen, Please keep your seatbelt fastened while the seatbelt sign is on. We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
So now we're back on track and headed towards our SEP. 10,000 feet, we'll get those lights off, we'll release the cabin crew. Weather radar didn't look too bad either, so we can probably release passengers as well. We'll just ding the cabin crew. Above 10,000 feet, start to accelerate away a little bit. The electronic devices can come off actually. I know that's a no smoking sign, but they can use, they should be illuminated consistently throughout the cabin.
Level 230, where is it?
Correct, and Lufthansa 19, proceed direct Roba, Romeo, Oscar, Bravo, Alpha, Romeo.
Takeover, Lufthansa 19, danke.
HD, good point.
86 Alpha Golf, leaving my airspace for Tunicum.
We'll pop anti-ice on as the temperature is starting to drop. It was really warm on the ground, wasn't it? About 24 degrees, something like that. Flying through this light cloud layer. Oh, complete with the lightning as well. Oh, good lord. Strike me down. And it's nice that we've been cleared up to our initial cruise flight level of 390. That's all going to be okay as well. Let's clear that RadNav page out. We've passed 10,000 feet. I take my hats off to the guys that use VATSIM via text. I don't think I could type fast enough. Dylan, is it just you, or is the steering on the ground Microsoft Flight Simulator really slippy? I'm not sure about it being slippy. It's not right when the ground is wet, that's for sure. Ronald, when flying through lightning, do you need to do something or can you just ignore it? Well, you probably wouldn't want to fly directly through the lightning cloud. I don't particularly see one here, to be honest with you. I think it's just Microsoft Flight Simulator being Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think we can get that anti-ice off now.
Baltic 6 Golf 1, are we still with you?
Baltic 6 Golf 1, affirm you're still in my airspace for the upcoming 35 nautical miles.
Thanks.
Ryan, it's the 27th soon. Yes, tomorrow.
Single 205, Bremen, hello, set squawk 2424.
So now as we're coming up on flight level 200, everything, fingers crossed, appears to be working as expected. We've been given this nice little shortcut as well to RSAP. That'll cut a few minutes time off.
Lufthansa 123, when ready, descend to reach level 200 at Nikda.
When ready, send pilot 2.
Number box, good morning. Or is it number 10 Ox? Good morning. GD, I remove everything out of my commuters folder before an update. I don't just back it up, I remove everything out of it.
205 Bremen, identified, proceed direct Echo Lima.
Nick, is there a stream planned for the evening after the update? Yes, I'm actually out all day tomorrow, so I don't know what time I'm going to be able to get back and actually start the update. If it's late and it's a big update, then obviously there won't be a stream tomorrow night. But it's almost tradition, isn't it, to do a stream after a major update, so I shall try and stick with that and see how we get on. Chris, if you have cabin pressure excess heading to RSAP warning. Have you put the packs back on? Are your doors closed?
Open radar, good day, speedbird 10, maintaining flight level 360.
Speedbird 010 Bremen, hello, that's squawk 2434.
Nick, you'll get the gin in. It'll be interesting to go on multiplayer, wouldn't it? See how many extra users there are. I wonder what the sales figures are going to be like for the Xbox version tomorrow. I think you can you pre-install it now? I know you could pre-install the installer, which fat lot of good that did. It was only about a gig, so that's pointless. But can you actually install the full game, but not actually fly it until tomorrow, if that makes sense?
2434, speedbird 10.
I don't have Xbox, or I do, but not the versions that it's currently available on. Fuel flow looks good.
Speedbird 10, identified, climb level 370, welcome aboard.
Christopher,
Climb flight level 370,
the packs are off. The packs should be on. Make sure the packs are on, and you've got the door open.
Alpha Quebec, leaving my airspace. Yeah, Warsaw radars offline, so switch Unicom 122, that's right. Have a safe trip, bye bye.
Over to Unicom now, 122 display. Thanks for the service this morning, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Bye bye. Over to Unicom. As HD says, yeah, that's two major problems there. Chalty, nice to see they've now added the numbers on the pressure page. That's the mechanical engineering you coming out, isn't it? Dr. Magic, you're slightly nervous about the update. Please don't break the sim. You've just got it set up nicely. Clemo, is the new Mykonos scenery available in the marketplace? Do you know? I actually don't know. I don't know if it is. And Pilot Pat, you're really hoping tomorrow's update will be as exciting as you're all hoping for. Dylan W, do you think the new update will improve low or high-end systems? It's meant to improve the performance on low-end systems, isn't it? So goodness knows what it'll do on the high-end systems. GD, you'll watch the rest of the flight whilst watching. Well, we're going to be in the air for another couple of hours or so. Operational flight planned flight time is 2 hours 43 minutes. We're obviously still climbing at the moment. But it's looking like, yeah, another 2.5 hours before we're coming into Mykonos, which, as I teased a little bit earlier, is not a straightforward approach, so that could be fun to watch. Lots of hidden dangers there. Not just the fact that it's a short runway, a short sloped runway, it's a very narrow runway. Terrain on the lead into the runway isn't particularly nice, so radio altimeter will be giving you false information. We'll not be going for a butter landing, that's for sure. We want to stop the aircraft in its tracks. Danny Robble, good morning. And Wayne, good to see you, Wayne. How are you doing? I am defective. What do you develop for VATSIM? I'm sorry, I don't quite understand the question. Dylan W, neither. Although I wish the latter were true.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Clemo, you flew there yesterday and there was some good wind shear. Yeah, well, that's something I'd not mentioned yet. In fact, you know what? Let's have a quick look at how that is doing. In fact, just one moment. If I go just into the options menu here, is there a way that I can set up the... I was trying to set it up to print automatically and I can't remember how to do it. There is a way of doing it, but I can't remember. Unless that's it. Unless it only works for ATIS. Maybe it doesn't work just for meta requests. It might not work for meta requests. Oh, never mind. We'll just see what the weather's currently doing in Mykonos. Am I using any special weather engine or just Microsoft Flight Simulator default? Just the default. Smurfy. Just the default. So at the moment the winds are northerly at 22 knots. Ryan, it's not a stupid question at all. How do you pan through the jet like I do? It's right. I just use the right mouse button. Right mouse button, and then you can up and down. Scroll wheel to zoom in and out, of course. And then if you have custom views set up, you can assign those to a button. So I can use those to get some decent views as well. There's still some lightning down there, isn't there? Fact known, this is the dev version of the Fly-by-Wire. Although this is the dev version with the added pressure page update. I don't know if that's been merged into the proper dev version yet, or if it's still a QA release. Christopher, after watching the video on being an observer on VATSIM, it was really good to know. And one for practice and two to build confidence. HD, the cabin manager sent a DM. How is your phone signal at 35,000 feet? HD, you can clear this up for us. So, hang on. Let me just go to the overhead panel. So, at the moment in the Neos, this no smoking sign, which went on, down here now says that it's the no portable devices sign. Presumably the lights in the back of the cabin have just got no smoking signs all over them regardless. So, the no portable devices, when on earth do you ever actually see that? Either on the eCam or switch in the flight deck. Dylan, any tips on managing workload on the approach? You always find yourself being overwhelmed, especially on the ILS landings. Dylan, the biggest tip I can give you probably is brief it. Before you start going down, brief it. If you need to, draw yourself a little map. I don't know if you've got charts or not, but draw yourself a map. Work out what speed you want to be where, when you want to start getting flaps out, where you want to be fully configured by, that is landing gear down, at least flaps 2. Make sure you've got flaps 2 down before intercepting the glide slope. But yeah, workload management on the approach is something that does come with practice. Ollie Aviation, what's happened to the first officer's navigation display? I just turned it off. It saves frame rates. HD, you can't even remember if your Neos have the no portable devices ECAM message. They might do, but it's redundant. No smoking signs, of course, are mandatory within commercial aircraft. There will be no smoking illuminated signs throughout the cabin, and these are controlled by the switch. Oh, well, in that case then, do you know what? Let's leave that on, and I'm going to go back over here and stop being fancy. There we go. That now is problem solved. Ignore what the ECAM says. And I think we've got that on rather than auto, so let's pop that back to auto. That is an interesting question though, HD. Why auto and not on? When do they turn off? So I shall be coming off microphone, but I will be with you guys back in the chat room if you are watching this on YouTube. Kyle is the best gamer. Good evening, sir. Hope you are well. Evening, morning, afternoon. What time is it? Interestingly enough, I've just put that onto auto. My ECAM message just disappeared. Right, off. Auto. Right. Well, I'm just going to leave that on, I think. Ryan, it would be cool if the jet had an interior. Well, yeah, but what would you use it for? Mac Alt Star. Well, HD, that was going to be my next question if you gave me an answer. Why have a switch for it? Should they just not be on full stop? And Alt Cruise. There we go. Yeah, I don't need a highly detailed model cabin. I'd rather my computer be concentrating on rendering these sorts of images, and of course the flight deck and the scenery. Because we've got some nice nice views just there anyway. Anyway, top of climb checks. How are we doing? VLab, we'll do a quick fuel and progress check there. Let's just scroll through the ECAM pages then. Fuel used is just shy of 2 tons, which is spot on. Bleed air all looks fine. Cabin altitude is around about 8,000 feet, so that's good. Differential pressure is below 8. That is good as well. Landing elevation is to auto, so that's for our landing at Mykonos in a little while. Electric page is good. Hydraulics 3000 psi. There's confirmation that fuel used, no fuel leak. AP obviously not on. 24 degrees in the cabin. Brake temperatures 20 degrees, all computers working, and system status is normal. And HD with his rather subtle cue. Okay, let's just do a fuel check then. So we've got 8 ton and a VELAP. How long have we been flying? VELAP 25 minutes. Almost a minute ahead of schedule. 5-7, we should have 2.3 tons extra. That's spot on, we've got 8 tons. We're burning exactly the right amount of fuel. Some nasty weather over there. We'll stay away from that. Doesn't look like that's going to bother us anyway. Plane spotter Luca just joined as the giveaway. We've not done the giveaway yet, Luca. You're still within plenty of time for that. Ken has the ability to view live airport activity within the world maps and point and click on particular flight to create identical flight plan being operational for a while. Do you know, that is something I don't think I've ever tried. Can you do that? That'd be kind of neat. I remember when it was all released, everything said, they all said that you could click. I do remember now you've mentioned that, they said you could click on a live flight and sort of jump into it and take controls. That's interesting. Chalty, you can change the backlit decal to smoking or devices, whichever the operator prefers, but then you always need no smoking signs up regardless, don't you? So then, how do you turn on and off the no portable devices sign? Wayne, you doubt there will be much in the way of community flights tomorrow. Everyone in the universe will be downloading update 5. Beautiful. Well, now we're happy with how everything's going there. We're in a nice cruise stage of the flight. I'm going to head back to the galley, refill my cup of tea, because this one's cold. HD, would you like one as well, mate? I'll get rid of your old one. We'll give you a new one. So, stick with us for the giveaway. I'm going to be with you in the chat room on YouTube when I come back, but of course I will be on the microphone back with you on voice as we start to plan our approach into Mykonos. We'll be on the ground in around about 2 hours, so I should be back with you in an hour and 15, something like that. But yeah, don't worry, I will be with you in the chat room. Hope you've all had a pleasant takeoff with us. I look forward to speaking to you throughout. Thanks for watching, guys. Please do, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button on the stream, and so you don't miss any future content, please do hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on the notification bell. Would really appreciate that. Okay guys, I'm heading back to the galley. I'll be back with you in the chat room very soon. Speak to you in a little bit. And Pirate Lord on Twitch, good afternoon. We hope we do have a nice flight. Thanks very much for everything. As I say, I'm just heading back to the galley. I'll be back with you in the chat room in a moment. Bye bye for now.
now start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our Easyjetsimpilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
Lufthansa 77 Golf, contact Athens radar 129 675, bye bye.
Athens 129 675, thanks for your service, bye bye, Lufthansa 77 Golf.
Airway 56 Zulu, contact Matia on 129 675, bye bye. Airway 56 Zulu, Adrian.
Adria Radar, good day. Alpine 86 Alpha Golf with you, flight of 370 to Parak.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, Adria Radar, good afternoon. Identified, proceed, direct market.
Can you please say the direct again for Alpine 86 Alpha Golf?
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, direct market, Mark Alpha Kilo Echo Delta.
Direct market, thank you. Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Airway 56 Zulu, Adria Radar. Test 777, this was unreadable, say again please.
Average 777, request to leave cockpit for 5 minutes.
Approved.
Audio authorities to white 5. Are you still with me or switch to Atlas?
Correct, contact Matia 129 bye bye.
129 basic.
Lufthansa 007, nothing further, monitor Unicom 122, bye bye.
122, thank you, bye bye, Lufthansa 007.
Kenya 117 Alpha, contact Athens radar on frequency 129.675. Bye bye, Vincent.
Switching to Athens radar 129.675. Thank you. Have a wonderful day, Nathan. Bye bye.
Easyjet 777,
Roger, welcome back. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, Algeria about unidentified direct market. Gravity 2406, contact Matia 129 675, bye-bye, Stormen.
129 675, gravity 216, thank you, Nina, see ya.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Slow line 011, nothing further, Unicorn 128. Have a nice day, bye-bye.
Unicorn 125, have a nice day, bye-bye.
Lufthansa 5 Echo Juliet, Adria Radar Bogota, identified, proceed direct Bedox. 5 Echo Juliet, direct Bedox, Bravo Echo Delta Oscar X-ray.
We got a direct Bedox for 5 Echo Juliet. Adria Radar, Speedbird 620, flight level 410.
Speedbird 620, Adria Radar Bogota, identified, proceed direct Rugas.
Right, Rugas, Speedbird 620, thank you.
Radar, good afternoon, Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec, flight level 320 inbound, Dasha.
Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec, Adria Radar, dobar dan, identified. Expect Udu 1 Alpha, arrival for ILS, runway 13 radar.
Expecting Udu 1 Alpha, arrival for runway 13, Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec.
Adria, good day, Condor 7 Yankee Alpha, flight level 380, inbound Dallas.
Condor 7 Yankee Alpha, Adria Radar, dobar dan, identified, proceed direct Lamsi.
Direct Lamsi, Condor 7 Yankee Alpha, thank you.
runway 120, runway 64 units, correct.
Easyjet 777, contact Athens radar 129 bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Roger, good afternoon, Santa Cargo Export, review 573 and from
Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo, Adria radar Nova Dancer, scope 5215.
5215, Santa Cargo Export, thank you.
Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo, identified, proceed, discuss.
Thank you, Santa Cargo Export, thank you.
Station, stand by, I will present 2 minutes.
Roger, radar runner 335 Lima, flight level 350 inbound, Ipswich.
Runner 325 Lima, Adria radar Nova Dancer, scope 5216.
Squawk 5216, runner 335 Lima.
Runner 325 Lima, identified.
335 Lima. Ryanair 335, and request to leave the cockpit for approximately 30 minutes.
Ryanair 325, Lima confirm 30 minutes.
FM.
Roger, approved, report back.
Okay, Ryanair 335 minutes.
Good day, Aria Radar, Lufthansa H Lima Whiskey.
Lufthansa H Lima Whiskey, Aria Radar identified.
Aria Radar, good afternoon. Ryanair 2782 with you. Flight number 30.
Ryanair 2782, Aria Radar, over Danske, 5217.
5217 for Ryanair 2782.
Aria Radar, good day. 061 Bravo. Flight level 370.
Eurotrans 61 Bravo, Adria Radar, Dovadan identified. Ryanair 2782 identified, proceed direct bottom.
Direct bottom, Ryanair 2782.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Alpha Golf, contact Athens radar 129.675, bye-bye.
129.675 for Alpine 86 Alpha Golf. Thanks for your help, bye-bye.
Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec, request further descent.
Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec, descend to 4,000 feet, radar QNH is 1014.
4,000 feet, QNH 1014, thank you, Ryanair 61 Uniform Quebec.
Your radar ammo, AGN 787, A321, Dubrovnik, spot 12, request clearance, Athens.
AGN 787, Adria radar Dobardan, clear to Athens, departure runway 11 via Mok to Echo. Departure initially 8,000 feet and squawk 5220.
AGN 787, clear to Athens, Moku 5 Charlie departure, runway 11, 8,000 feet initially, squawk 5220.
Agent 787, Moku 2 Echo, departure.
Apologies, spoken to Echo departure, AGN 787.
AGN 787, readback is correct, pushback and startup at your discretion, advise when ready for taxi.
We'll call you back ready for taxi, AGN 787, thank you.
Lufthansa 8 Lima Whiskey, your taxi standby. Lufthansa 8 Lima Whiskey, are you with me?
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
8 Lima Whiskey, that's great. I thought you are on text. Sorry. Expect o'clock 1 Zulu arrival, runway 05, airport transition.
Please say again, approx transition runway 05. Okay, Oklax 1 Zulu arrival, Lufthansa 8 Lima Whiskey.
1 Uniform Quebec, descent 2,300 feet, clear for ILS approach runway 13, report dispatch.
Jet 2,300, clear ILS 13, 47 Shrine and 61 Uniform Quebec.
Alpine 61, Alpha Quebec, contact Athens radar 129 and 675, bye-bye.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, hello to you, Athens identified, expect runway 34 in Mykonos.
Good afternoon, Easyjetsimpilot.
Seven Air 134 Bravo, ready for taxi. 7 Air 134 Bravo, taxi and backtrack, runway 34, report when.
Olympic 6813, requesting descent to flight level 150 for landing.
Stand by.
Say again for 134 Bravo, sorry, you cut off in the middle again, Matthew.
7 Air 134 Bravo, that's a pity today, I don't know what's wrong. Taxi and backtrack, runway 34 and report fully ready.
Taxi backtrack, runway 34, we'll report fully ready. 7 Air 134 Bravo.
Olympic 2, question, Olympic 6813. I will call you back for descent. It's a little bit too early to descend now. I call you back.
Roger, Olympic 6813.
You're still 200 nautical miles from destination. I call you back, let's say, in about 50 miles. Okay, 50 nautical miles, I call you back for descent.
Roger, Olympic 6813.
Atlas Control, yesterday, GN 146, time Bravo 05, AP21, IFR to Alexandropoli, please.
GN 146, good day to you, Athens, runway 03 right, cleared to destination via the Karistos, 2 Tango departure, initial climb 7,000, squawking 7230.
Roger, clear to Alexandropoli, Karistos 2 Tango, up 7,000, climb 7230, squawk GN 146.
GN 146, correct.
Hey guys, so I'm back with you. We're going to brief this arrival into Mykonos. Let me just try. I'm trying to get the charts up on the tablet. They're not working, so let's see if I can get them working on here, which means I'm going to have to log in again. Such a pain. Bear with me 1 second. What have we got? 798 Mike 2 TEX. See if that springs to life. There we go.
Lot 857 many thanks. The surface wind directly on 3
okay, so no star for today's arrival, or not planning on using a star. So it's going to be the RNAV approach, and our initial approach fix is Varix. We want to be 7,000 feet, 250 knots maximum by this point. We then want to get down to my kilo 512. We want to be 3,000 feet by this point. Now there's 11 miles. 11 miles between those. Actually, no, there's not.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, route direct Kia. Question disregard that. Yeah, route direct Kia for you as well.
Route direct to Kia for Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Just confirm Kilo Echo Alpha.
That's correct.
Roger, 61 Alpha Quebec. Okay, so nice and direct now. That's good for me, trying to get the kids in bed at the right time. So where were we? This is taking a while to load back up. There we go. So we want to be at Mykonos 512, 3,000 feet, maximum of 230 knots by this point. Then down to 2,000 feet by 510, as we can see just here. We're going to maintain 2,000 feet, and we want to be nicely configured by this point for this nav FPA approach onto runway 34.
Kenya 117 Alpha.
Normal 3-degree glide path, which will pull at 0.3 miles from 508. So that all looks straightforward on paper, of course, but there's a couple of things to be aware of as well. This particular airport, due to the geographical nature of it, rather you can see the height terrain just here. Now the winds are blowing in a northerly direction, so there's a good chance of wind shear, downdrafts. Things we also need to be aware of as well is the terrain on the approach to the runway is well, it's not very flat, it's very bumpy, so the radio altimeter is unreliable, which means that our landing elevation of the runway itself, which is 389 feet, we're going to use the Barrow altitude to confirm when we're 1,500 feet respectively above those. So that's going to be let's just round it up to call it 400 feet. So it's going to be the 1,000 call out is going to be made at 1,400 feet. The 500 call out is going to be made at 900 feet. It's also a rather narrow runway. I think it's only 30 feet wide, so visually it's going to look wrong as we come in. We need to make sure. We're going to think we may be a little bit too high, and we're not. So we need to be aware of that. Also, the terrain slopes as we're going over it towards the runway threshold. The terrain slopes away, but the runway actually slopes up. So lots of false visual cues. So we need to really maintain the PAPIs. Hopefully the PAPIs will be there. HD, my PM briefing, saying he'd like to keep flaps 3 and gear out before we go down. Yeah, definitely.
70134 Bravo, thank you very much. Identified. Climb to flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240.
And then we can go flaps full before touching down. And bear in mind, when we start going down, we've only got 4.9 miles to go. So by that point, usually I would be fully configured by about 5 miles to go. So we're pretty much normally fully configured. But if we leave flaps 3, just as HD says, we've got a bit more wiggle room with VFE And given the fact that the winds are going to be buffeting the aircraft and we've got wind shear downdrafts, we don't want to exceed VFE. So we can leave flaps full to perhaps a little bit later than we would usually do. So let me just go ahead and close that. Top of descent, I've calculated, is going to be about 115 miles out.
ATN 146, pushback and startup is approved, facing to the west.
And we're 177 miles just now. Short runway as well, it's only 1,908 feet, I think this is. So if we just pop this in here. So there's the METAR. Runway altitude 389.
Climb level 340.
Heading 337.
Level 340, 71334 Bravo.
Runway slope, I'd love to work that out, but I'm not doing that at the moment. Landing distance available, is this full length? I just need to get the charts on my other screen for that to confirm that. Did I say the runway was 1,907 feet? No, it's not. Meters, of course. Meters. Be a rather short runway, wouldn't it? Sorry, it's 1,902 meters actually. 1,902 meters. Approach speed, we'll guesstimate at the moment 130. And our landing weight. Landing weight is going to be.
Berlin, Thessaloniki 1 Alpha departure, auto from 19, climb level 120, squawk 7273 gravity.
We've got about a ton of fuel to lose then, looking at that, so that's going to be 607, let's call it 62 tons. Flaps full, overweight procedure, no. Reverse thrust, no, and calculate. So there we can see, looking at that calculation, not quite sure how accurate this is, but certainly for the simulator it's quite nice to view. Low wouldn't stop us in time. Medium and Maxwell. That's the manual braking, so we're going to set medium. So that's our landing distance performance done. Nick, are you not flying with us today? That's such a shame. MPS Gaming, Eurostan 7, just observing.
Frequency change is approved. Goodbye.
Alright, how far away are we? We're at 152 miles from Varix, so we'll start to head down in around 30 miles time.
Control, good afternoon, Orange 211, City Flight Level 350, and we're expecting the Astus to Juliet into Cantos.
Orange 211, good day to you, Athens, walk 7237.
We've got traffic on the TCAS as well, ahead of us and behind us, presumably they're all coming to the same place. Danny, open descent is where the aircraft is using speed to control the rate of descent, and descent is managed mode.
Juliet arrival, when ready, descend flight level 170.
Astus 2 Juliet, when ready, descend flight level 170, Orange 211.
Mohammed, I haven't got the TCA officer pack just yet. That will be coming soon. So I haven't got any settings to compare with you. Big Z Aviation will be there in around 20 miles for our top of descent. It's getting warm in this office though. I'm going to have to crack the door open and hope the kids don't run in at the last moment. What we should do as well as we're going to be making an RNAV approach is ensure GPS accuracy is high, so that's okay. That's something we're going to have to check with the Phoenix A320 when it comes out, as it's not always by default going to be high.
Runway 303 right.
Echo 4, Delta 4, Delta 1, Oxford Delta 1.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, request descent.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, descent flight level 210.
Descent level 210, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
And we can also get 1015 on the standby. Okay, so I think so far we're actually in pretty good shape now. And given the complexity of the arrival, it's not one that we want to have any surprises being thrown up.
Easy 69 Alpha Charlie, request descent. Easy 69 Alpha Charlie, descent flight level 170.
Descent flight level 170, Easy 69 Alpha Charlie.
One of the other things I'm going to do is also get the terrain radar on as well. Missed approach for this is straight out and then with a left turn that sadly isn't coded into the FMGC just yet, but altitude is 3,500 feet, a max speed of 210 knots. We'll have to pull that, but that is above green dot and clean speed, so we're okay to retract flaps on schedule, and we can fly 210 knots, no problem.
Easyjet 6 Alpha Golf, route direct VATSIM.
Direct VATSIM, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
And I'll try again, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf. I do apologize. Via VATSIM, then you will be cleared for the RNAV runway 34.
Actually, we can pull 206. 206, we can fly that out.
Will be cleared for the RNAV 34 for Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Latina radar, good afternoon. This is Flying Bulgaria 971. We are inbound FedEx.
Flying Bulgaria 971. Hello to you. Athens identified.
Oh, there it is. ATC streaming as well. Oh, good on him.
Expect RNAV runway 34.
Direct to Parax and expect RNAV 34 runway 34.
And we're going to request our descent to begin now as well. We do have a tailwind, so we need to take that into account. Obviously, we've got to slow the aircraft down. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, request descent.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, descent flight level 210.
210, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Set flight level 210, thrust idle open descent 200, 210. Let's check that again. 210, blue.
IG, question AGN 146.
Down we go.
Surface wind 020 degrees, 21 knots. Runway 03 right, cleared for takeoff.
Surface takeoff, 03 right, 01.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear and the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft.
Speedbird 620 Athens, hello identified. Direct Rixo.
That free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the sequence next port terminal. Please note, however, Thank you.
Olympic 6813, descent flight level 110.
Descent to the flight level 110, Olympic 681.
Don't forget then, guys, as well, we also have a giveaway to do once we've hopefully landed at Mykonos. It's going to be a very quick giveaway, as
Gravity 2406,
the kids are going to be running right.
QNH 1018.
Approve QNH 1018, gravity 206.
So Kilo Echo Alpha, isn't that the VOR that's over Athens? If memory serves.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, route direct Varix.
Direct to Varix, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. I'm just going to make sure we don't lose the entire flight plan here, fingers crossed. Nope, that still looks good. And I think we're quite nicely below the profile now, which isn't a bad thing. As I say, we do need to slow down and get configured nice and early, so I don't want to be coming in too fast.
Orange 211, continue descent to altitude 8,000 feet at the QNH in Zakynthos, 1016.
Continue descent down to 8,000 feet, QNH 1016, Orange 211.
And HC says quite likely that the medium auto brake will stop you fairly quickly. Braking's looking good, take it out early so you're not taxiing down the runway at 40 knots.
Calimera Olympic 204, runway 29er to Rhodos, Baves 1 Lima departure, initially climb to flight level 120, squawking 7235.
Clear to Rhodos as file, Baves 1 Lima departure, runway 29er, climb flight level 120, squawk 7235, Olympic 204.
Olympic 204, readback correct, Hanya QNH 1015, pushback and startup approved.
So speed and a VS speed of 2,100.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, descend flight level 110.
Descend level 110, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Good afternoon, Jimmy, hope you're well.
146 Athens, you're identified, climb to flight level 160.
Clarify that 160, yeah, 160.
Olympic 6813, contact Athens 132.975. Goodbye.
HD has just repeated what I said a little bit earlier on, right at the start of the flight, that I'll not be buttering this landing. I just need to get it down. I like the last sentence, HD. Try and flare if you can, but at the end of the day, get it in the touchdown zone so we don't run off into the blue stuff.
Please say again for Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
86 Alpha Golf, 132.975 times.
132.975, thank you very much. Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, here.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, descent flight level 170.
170, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Set flight level 170, 170 blue.
Gravity 2406, taxi and backtrack runway 19er, Skiatos QNH 1018.
Taxi backtrack 1019, 1018, gravity 216.
So in order to be eligible for the giveaway, guys, which will take place almost as soon as we've touched down, you need to be a subscriber to the channel. That's the only little bit of housekeeping. Ensure you're a subscriber to the channel, and then I'll give you final instructions once we've touched down. Dwyle, you have to set it manually, it won't change automatically.
Egypt Air 630, hello Athens, landing runway 03 left, squawk 7263. Easy 69er Alpha Charlie, descend altitude 6,000 feet, Rhodos QNH 1010.
So just double checking, I don't think there's going to be any other...
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, contact Athens 132.975. Speak to you shortly.
132.975, thanks for the service. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Athens approach. Good afternoon, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Passive flight level 230 for 170. Direct Varix.
Alpine 61 Alpha Kilo, financial low radar contact. Continue descent 170 to 5 on lower.
Apologies, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Readability 2. Could you repeat, please?
Continue descent 170 and I'm checking my readability now.
Continue descent to flight level 170, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. So now monitoring that descent, and I want to be, as I say, 7,000 feet at Varix.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, how do you read now?
61 Alpha Quebec, readability 4, just a little bit quiet. Unless that's my ears. If that call was for Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, readability 1. Descent flight level 110, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Flight level 170, contacting after 10675.
Flight level 110,
146.
set 110 blue. This isn't one of those approaches where I want to be struggling to hear ATC, is it? Okay, I'm going to get the seatbelt signs on nice and early. Approach checklist. Minimum set both side. Engine mode selector is norm. Electronic flyback is stowed, and we briefed the approach.
Olympic 6813 descent 9,000 feet, KNH 101.
KNH 1016 and descent to flight level 90, Olympic 6813.
6813, 9,000 feet.
Descent flight level 9,000 feet, Olympic 6813.
Approach Emirates 210, gate Alpha 9, information Alpha, requesting clearance to Dubai.
Emirates 210, hello, standby.
Sounds like he's sorted his...
Alpine 68 Alpha Golf, expect turnoff approach runway 34 via Barrix, radar service terminated, contact continue.
sounds like he's got his readability back anyway.
19675 for Alpine 86 on scope, thank you.
Olympic 6813, left heading 080.
Left heading 080, Olympic 6813.
So I've just rolled that speed back to 270, even though we're in VS mode. We need to be 250 knots at Varix.
Emirates 210, can you repeat the country?
We have to buy Kilo Echo.
Oh, and I should go to Corfu soon. The approach is stunning. I don't know if I've ever done Corfu. May have done it once actually.
7217.
Clear to Dubai and the Kilo 2 Echo Tango departure. Climb initiative 75 and then squawk 7217. Emirates 210.
It's 210 is back correct. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, expect turnoff approach runway 34 via Barrix, descent now flight level 900.
Expect the RNAV for runway 34, descend now flight level 90, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Set 9,000, sorry, flight level 090090 blue. We've got the RNAV already dialed in. HD, if the aircraft ahead of us is Mykonos bound, expect holding 80 miles isn't enough. No, not for the backtrack. If that is the case, ladies and gentlemen, I may just have to jump off of VATSIM to to get in. As I say, sadly, I have got a time constraint today, and I want to make this landing for us. Cheetah, have I ever been to Prague yet? Yes, I've been to Prague a couple of times, and in real life as well.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, radar service terminated, contact Alpha 1 and F65, bye-bye.
Over to Center 129675, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Bulgaria 8, Christian Bulgaria 971, direct Parax, descend flight level 80.
Descend flight level 80, direct Parax, flying Bulgaria 971.
Athens radar, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, back with you, passing flight level 1104090, inbound Varix.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, welcome back, identified, continue descend at 5,000 feet, QNH Mykonos 1015.
Descend 5,000 feet, 1015 QNH, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. 5,000 blue.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, descend 3,000 feet via Varix, cleared RNAV runway 34, report on final track.
Descend 3,000 feet, cleared RNAV via Varix, and will report when on final track. Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
So speed is starting to bleed off, we're just passing 10,000 feet, let's get those lights on.
Athens Control, Turkish 1863, good day.
Richard Adams, good
Turkish
afternoon.
1863, Athens, hello, squawk 7241.
Squawk 7241, Turkish 1863.
Egypt Air 630, sorry for delay, you're identified. Proceed direct Sorev, expect runway 03 left.
So we should be able to see whereabouts we'll be landing pretty soon.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, report indicated airspeed.
Indicated 230, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Roger, maintain 230, I call you back for lower.
Maintain 230, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, speed 210.
210, Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. Should have activated that approach phase a little bit sooner, but let me just go into heading mode. This is where the simulator can be a little bit of a pain. Oh, actually, is that just activated as we were about to do that? Right, it has. So we've now got managed speed. We can go back into nav mode. I'll try and put some space between me and the aircraft in front. I will get some spoilers out. Just try and slow us down a little bit quicker.
Alpha Quebec, continue descend at 3,000 feet via Varix, cleared RNAV, runway 34, report on final track.
Continue descend 3,000, cleared the RNAV for runway 34 via Varix, and we'll report on track. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, speed is yours.
Free speed 86 Alpha Golf, thank you.
Yes, so in going into the approach phase, we're still going direct Varix, even though VACVA is actually shown. So continuing descent now, 3,000 feet.
204, fully ready for departure, runway 29er.
Olympic 204, Khania, winds 360 degrees 8 knots, runway 29er, cleared for takeoff.
29er, clear for takeoff, 204.
Thanks, AGHD. Back into managed. Sorry, back into open descent. Managed descent doesn't work. So it's actually got us quite handy getting us to slow down nice and early, given the track mileage we've got between here and Mykonos 512. 512 we want to be at 3,000 feet just here. And whoops. And there's our destination. Speed brakes are up, HD. I don't know what's happening here. Look, they are up. I've just not. They might be out at about 1%, and I can't fix that unless. 1 second. If I do that and then drag them up that way, there we go. Now they're out properly. I've just disabled my hardware.
The toilets are no longer in service.
Olympic 204, Athens, identified. Climb to flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, Olympic 204.
Turkish 1863, you're identified now. Proceed direct Pindo. AGN 146, Limos 1 Alpha.
So we've probably got about 15, 25, probably just under 25 track miles to go. And if that guy in front is going to cause a problem, I say I'll just have to come off, sadly. And in terms of getting configured and slowing down, we will just ask ATC if there's any speed restrictions for us. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, any speed restrictions for us as we begin the approach?
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, from now actually, speed is yours.
Free speed, thank you. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec.
Easy 69 Alpha Charlie, just about established on the localizer runway.
Easy 69 Alpha Charlie.
Okay, speed alt star, we're at 3,000 feet.
Knots, runway 24, clear to land.
Gonna go into manage speed again.
Olympic 204, proceed direct T-Pass.
And let's start configuring. So I'm gonna go flaps 1, nice and early. Speed checked, flaps 1. Just having a look, see if we can get visual contact with that aircraft. It's looking a bit too bright.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf is on pilot track.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, thank you. Surface wind Mykonos 360 degrees at 25 knots, runway 34, clear to land. Enjoy it.
Clear to land, runway 34, Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
So I'm going to set speed 180 knots. Need to remember to put that back into managed speed. Nice to know this is one of the only times that we can drop and select a speed below S speed on the approach. I don't mind being slightly slower. There's that traffic. And yeah, if there is going to be a problem, I will have to we'll have to disconnect. Okay, after we've passed here, we're going to go down to 2,000 feet. There we go. So now let's set 2,000. Open descent, 2,000 blue. And let's now start configuring a little more. We're going to go flaps 2, speed checked, flaps 2. Radio altimeter is alive, and we need to keep an eye on where we're heading towards up here.
Passing flight level 238.
Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo, hello Athens identified. Continue descent level 130 and the landing runway will be
Alt star. The VDEV is coming up, that's good to see.
Landing runway will be 34 and second altitude Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo.
84 Kilo, you can continue descent level 130. We actually do have runway 16 in use. Winds are 120 at 7. Can you accept runway 34?
Confirm runway 34 is good and descent 130 Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo.
Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo, that's lovely, thank you. So in that case, cleared PTAS to Sierra arrival.
Okay, so we are going to now be around 10 miles out. Let's get the landing gear down.
Bulgaria, question fly Bulgaria 971, continue descent 3000 to level direct, Q1H in Corfu 1016.
Descent 3000 feet, QNH 1016 from Bulgaria to correction flying Bulgaria 971, thank you.
And flaps 3, speeds checked, flaps 3.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, runway vacated.
Alpine 86 Alpha Golf, many thanks and welcome to Mykonos. Frequency
Runway vacated, we're in.
2.8, you have a wonderful day.
1228, thank you, and have a nice one at the Alpine 86 Alpha Golf.
Many thanks, ciao ciao.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec's on final track.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, surface wind in Mykonos 360 degrees 25 knots, runway 34, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 34 Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec. So just flaps full to get out, everything else is configured. He says, staring into the distance, looking for a runway. We're there somewhere. At least I hope so. That wind is going to swing around from the right, a little bit more to the left.
Can you request radar vectors because our FMC got frozen?
Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo, no problem, turn right heading 210 degrees.
Right 210 degrees, Lufthansa Cargo 84 Kilo.
And we're going to set that 3-degree angle.
From Bulgaria 971, we'll also like to request radar vectors.
That VDEV brick just jumped, didn't it? So let's work that brick in a moment. Now let's go flaps full.
971 correct, and you can continue descent 3000.
Landing checklist. Cabin is secured for landing.
Roger for flying Bulgaria 971.
Auto thrust speed going around altitude 3,500 feet. Set landing. ECAM memo landing no blue.
We can take a visual, Roger.
Lovely, perfect.
Runway is in sight.
Egypt Air 630, change of runways in Athens, runway 03 right for arrival.
Runway for arrival, 03 right, Egypt Air 630. Request start descent.
Egypt Air 630, descend flight level 180, cleared Sorev 2 Charlie arrival.
So bringing that VDEV block in, and now we're going to continue that descent path angle of 3 degrees. Just
Alpha Charlie, welcome
let
to
that come down a little bit more.
Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.
Get him a choice. Thanks very much for the ATC. Easy 6 Alpha Charlie. Bye.
3 degree glide path handle is now set.
Flying Bulgarian 971, turn right heading 300 degrees. Cleared visual approach.
We've got the pappies.
34. The airport is at your 2 o'clock position, 16 miles.
And we're below 1,000 feet now.
Clear for visual approach.
Autopilot 1 is off, flight directors 1 and 2 is off. My aircraft, I have control. I am aware I've not put the taxi lights on, but the landing lights are on.
Keep it 620, switch over to Unicom, have a wonderful day, goodbye.
So disregarding the RA call-outs, so far the winds appear to be behaving. Oh, and the moment he says that...
G146, level 170.
Gin 146, thank you. Continue descent to altitude 3,500 feet. QNH Alexandropolis 1016.
That has made it rather bumpy and difficult to control.
3,500 feet, QNH 106, G146.
500.
And 122 decimal service leaders 60.
That wind gust has made that a little bit. I would go around. I would go around. Go around. Go around flaps. Okay guys, I'm really sorry about this. I'm not going to be able to get in due to that. We've gone around. Positive rate of climb. Alpine 6 Quebec is missed approach at Mykonos. Sadly, we're going to have to disconnect now. Thank you so much for the service. Apologies for that.
I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Speak to you soon. Okay, and obviously whilst talking with ATC, we didn't get the correct flaps up on schedule, so we oversped there. Right, so big apologies for that, guys. Nothing I can do. Sadly, if I got time, I'd of course gone and done a proper missed approach, and then we would have gone around again. So, unfortunately, it is now 1:30 and I have to leave. But before we do that, I am going to do the giveaway. So in order to do the giveaway, what I would like to do is I would like to have everybody who wants a chance within that with a giveaway, because we are going to do that. I want everyone that's going to want to do that, I want them to type in the ICAO code for Mykonos, which is Lima, Golf, Mike, Kilo. Let's do that really quickly. Let's do that really quickly. So I'm not flying this missed approach correctly. I just know there's a left-hand turn after this.
Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, Athens, just to make sure, are you disconnecting or are you planning to stay online and do the training approach?
We're going now, thanks very much. Alpine 61 Alpha Quebec, goodbye.
Okie dokie, see ya.
Okay guys, I'll give another minute for people to get that Lima Golf Mike Kilo in, then we'll draw the approach whilst I just circle somewhere here over the ocean. So gutted we actually didn't get in there. The approach looked grand, the approach was fine, and then the winds came in, so that was unfair, wasn't it? 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left. Will be fun to go back and actually watch that. and see if there was anything we could have done to actually get in, but that looked too unstable to me. 10 seconds. Yeah, Danny, I didn't really want to go around. I held that as late as I possibly can. I'm 2 minutes late for childcare. The wife's going to be screaming at me. Okay, guys, entries are closed. Thank you to everybody. I'm going to roll this really quick. So congratulations goes to Johnny Silverhand. Thank you so much to Johnny Silverhand. You are the winner of this free copy of Mykonos. You've got 24 hours to get in touch with me, either via the email or get in touch with me on Discord. I am going to have to shoot now, guys, so huge apologies for the quick rush off. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you've had a great flight regardless. We had an interesting approach. Sadly, it wasn't to be today. We'll come back. I promise we will come back. Thanks very much, guys. I'll look forward to seeing you all again really, really soon. Goodbye, everybody.